Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Renuka and with me is Navneet Singh bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. Mantra of One Earth, One Family, One Future in G20 will pave a path for global welfare, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the unveiling of the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says buying oil from Moscow works to India's advantage and would like to keep that going. India and Russia on track to achieve $30 billion annual trade, says External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar. Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav says current global climate mitigation efforts inadequate in containing climate change. 3-day Kashmir Expo Startups for Livelihood to be inaugurated in Srinagar, J&K on Wednesday by Minister of State for PMO, Dr. Jitendra Singh. President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vice President extend heartiest greetings to all fellow citizens and Indians abroad on Guru Purab. In the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup semi-finals, New Zealand take on Pakistan in Sydney on Wednesday, India to clash with England on Thursday. In football, the 2022 FIFA World Cup to be played from 20th of November to 18th of December in Qatar this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday unveiled the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency through video conferencing. India will assume G20 presidency from the 1st of December. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Modi said the G20 logo is a representation of hope for a world emerging from the pandemic, conflict and economic uncertainty.
In the G20 logo, the earth is placed on lotus too. The 7 petals of the lotus in the logo are also significant. They represent the 7 continents. 7 is also the number of notes in the universal language of music. In music, when the 7 notes come together, they create perfect harmony. Similarly, G20 aims to bring the world together in harmony while respecting diversity.
The Prime Minister said the mantra of One Earth, One Family, One Future in G20 will pave a path for global welfare.
भारत पूरे विश्व को एक बेहतर भविष्य के लिए साथ लाने के विजन पर काम कर रहा है। भारत ने वन सन, वन वर्ल्ड, वन ग्रिड के मंत्र के साथ विश्व में रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी रिवॉल्यूशन का आह्वान किया है। भारत ने वन अर्थ, वन हेल्थ इस मंत्र के साथ ग्लोबल हेल्थ को मजबूत करने का अभियान चलाया है। और अब G20 में भी हमारा मंत्र है वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर। भारत के यही विचार, यही संस्कार विश्व कल्याण का मार्ग प्रशस्त करते हैं।
Observing that G20 will not be limited to Delhi and that programs will be held in every corner of the country, Prime Minister Modi appealed for wider participation of state governments and all political parties in the events. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said that India and Russia are on track to achieve a target of $30 billion annual trade turnover. He was speaking at the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, Technical and Cultural Cooperation in Moscow on Tuesday. Dr. Jaishankar said the cooperation between the two countries continues to make steady progress. He said the economic cooperation between India and Russia is moving towards long-term stability, but this needs to be balanced if it is to be sustainable. The minister expressed confidence that both the countries will be successful in realizing the optimum potential of the trade and economic relations. Dr. Jaishankar said he is looking forward to continue to work together in the same spirit to strengthen our bilateral trade and economic relationship. External Affairs Minister stated that buying oil from Moscow works to India's advantage and asserted that he would like to keep that going.
There is a stress on the energy markets. This is a stress which has been created by a combination of factors. But as today the world's third largest consumer of oil and gas, a consumer where the levels of income are not very high. It is our fundamental obligation to ensure that the Indian consumer has the best possible access on the most advantageous terms to international markets. And in that respect, quite honestly, we have seen that India-Russia relationship has worked to advantage. So if it works to my advantage, I would like to keep that going.
He stressed the fact that it was the government's fundamental obligation to make sure the Indian consumer has the best possible access on the most advantageous terms in international markets. He said that India-Russia has had an exceptionally steady, time-tested relationship and would continue the way it is. Dr. Jaishankar discussed his counterpart on strengthening a durable and balanced partnership and also exploring cooperation in trade, investments, energy, fertilizers, pharma, agriculture and shipping.
Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, has called for a climate solidarity pact in which developed and emerging economies unite around a common strategy and combine resources to address the climate crisis. At the opening of the Conference of the Parties, COP27, UN Climate Summit in Egypt on Monday, he said that the proposed pact would see all countries taking extra efforts to reduce carbon emissions. COP27 is the 27th annual United Nations meeting on climate. It is taking place in Sharm el-Sheikh until 18th November. Union Minister for Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, has said that the global pace of climate mitigation is not enough to contain the rate of climate change. He said there is an urgent need for the world to acknowledge cascading natural hazards that cause substantial losses around the world. Mr. Yadav was speaking at the launch of the Early Warnings for All Executive Action Plan at COP27 being held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The minister said, with climate finance being scarce, climate adaptation in the form of early warning dissemination is key to safeguarding lives and livelihoods.
Environment, Forest and Climate Change Minister Bhupendra Yadav has said that India's extensive experience in mangrove restoration will contribute to the global knowledge base. He was speaking at the launch of the Mangrove Alliance for Climate, which was held on the sidelines of the ongoing COP27 at Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Mr. Yadav said Mangrove Alliance for Climate initiative will bring the world together to advance the global cause of mangroves. The minister said mangroves are one of the most productive ecosystems in the world. He said this tidal forest serves as a nursery ground for several organisms, protects coastal erosion and provides a livelihood for millions of people. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla will inaugurate the annual convention of Central Information Commission in New Delhi on Wednesday. The title of the convention is Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, Citizen-Centric Governance through RTI. The convention will discuss critical issues related to transparency, governance, right to information and other related issues. It will contribute significantly towards the broadening and deepening of the RTI regime. Chief Information Commissioners and Information Commissioners of the State Information Commissions and other dignitaries will attend the convention.
Textiles Minister Piyush Goyal held a third interactive meeting with the Textile Advisory Group in New Delhi to review the progress of initiatives for the cotton value chain. In the meeting, Mr. Goyal stressed the branding of Indian cotton and creating loyalty and a pull for the Kasturi branded products from consumers. He added that this is a welcome step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Mr. Goyal expressed that the industry should be at the forefront and work on the principle of self-regulation by owning the responsibility of branding and certifying Indian cotton Kasturi. He said that the industry should lead the branding initiative with the contribution of industry funds, matching support from the government. The minister encouraged textile industry and industry associations to fund 75,000 handheld kapas plucker machines on the completion of 75 years of independence. The World Travel Market WTM 2022, one of the largest international travel exhibitions, has begun in London. The Ministry of Tourism is participating in this 3-day event, which will conclude on Wednesday. India's participation is significant to step up the recovery of inbound tourism to the pre-pandemic level. The theme of this year's exhibition is "The Future of Travel Starts Now." Ministry of Tourism Secretary Arvind Singh inaugurated the Indian Pavilion at the event. The ministry said over 20 participants are taking part in the exhibition.
President Draupadi Murmu will administer the oath of office to the new Chief Justice of India, Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, at the Rashtrapati Bhavan on Wednesday. He will succeed Justice Uday Umesh Lalit, who is retiring on Tuesday. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud will be the 50th Chief Justice of India. Born in 1959, Justice Chandrachud was appointed Judge of the Supreme Court of India on the 13th of May 2016. Earlier, he served as the Chief Justice of the Allahabad High Court. He had completed his LLB from Campus Law Center from the Delhi University and obtained an LLM degree and a doctorate in Judicial Sciences from Harvard Law School in the USA. Union Minister of State for Skill Development and Entrepreneurship Rajiv Chandrasekhar on Tuesday agreed to be the brand ambassador of Patnitop for its promotion and development. The minister interacted with the deputations of PRI students and hoteliers from Ramban, Patnitop and Chinani at picturesque Patnitop on Tuesday. They discussed the various issues related to area development, tourism promotion and availability of skill development in their areas. The Union Minister, who was on a 2-day visit to Ramban district, also kick-started a sanitation drive at Patnitop under the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, along with Deputy Commissioner Ramban Musarat Islam and CEO Patnitop Development Authority Thakur Sher Singh. Saying skills are a passport to prosperity and opportunities, the Union Minister said young Indians must equip themselves with skills in line with the evolving times in order to stay relevant for employment and entrepreneurship opportunities. The minister concluded his visit and left for New Delhi on Tuesday.
In today's Hotspot section, we bring you news commentary of India at UNFCCC COP27. It has been written by Kaushik Roy, AIR News Analyst.
Union Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bhupendra Yadav, inaugurated the India Pavilion at the 27th session of Conference of Parties of the UNFCCC COP27 at Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The Conference of Parties COP27 has begun on the 6th of November and would end on 18th November 2022. Welcoming the delegates from all the countries to the India Pavilion, Mr. Yadav said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has provided a simple solution to the complex climate change problem. He said that India believes that climate action starts from the grassroots, individual level, and hence designed the India Pavilion with the theme of life, lifestyle for environment. On the occasion, Mr. Yadav also felicitated the COP young scholars from India who have worked towards positive climate change solutions. The minister expressed confidence that throughout the duration of COP27, India Pavilion will continue to remind the delegates that simple lifestyle and individual practices that are sustainable in nature can help protect Mother Earth. India looks forward to substantial progress in the discussions related to climate finance. We also look forward to the introduction of new technologies and new collaborations to facilitate technology transfers, said Mr. Yadav. Mission Life connects the powers of the people for the protection of this earth and teaches them to utilize it in a better way. Mission Life makes the fight against climate change democratic, in which everyone can contribute according to his or her capacity. Mission Life believes that even small efforts can have a huge impact. Prime Minister Modi has said, India is hosting the pavilion with the theme of life, lifestyle for environment at COP27. The pavilion has been designed to send out the message of life through various audiovisuals, logo, 3D models, setup, decor, and side events. The guiding thought in the design of the pavilion is that for centuries, Indian civilizations have practiced and led sustainable lifestyles. Eco-friendly habits are encoded in the Indian culture. Several practices are rooted in the daily life, showing respect for the natural environment. They can prove to be invaluable in our fight against climate change. This deep-seated knowledge on sustainability passed through generations over 1,000 years has led the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, into giving the world the mantra of life that aims to have a substantial impact on the health and well-being of the planet. Life movement is India's contribution to handling the global climate crisis. The Life movement seeks to transform persons into pro-planet people who would adopt sustainable lifestyles in the modern world. In respect of the pavilion logo, the color green, which is indicative of green earth, has been used in gradient shades in the logo. The leaf on the periphery represents nature, and icons represent how balance and harmony with nature can be achieved through various initiatives of the Government of India. The central part of the logo represents a balanced nature with the sun encompassing trees, mountains, water, and biodiversity. The slogan has been inspired from the core messaging of life, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. May everyone be happy. Mr. Bhupendra Yadav also attended the ceremonial opening of COP27, where Egypt took over the COP presidency from UK. Prime Minister Modi had given the mantra of life to the world in 2021 at COP26 in Glasgow. This movement has since been widely supported by world leaders. India has spearheaded Mission Life as a global mass movement that harnesses the power of individual and collective action across the world to address the climate crisis. It aims to resurrect the delicate balance between man and nature by encouraging a shift from mindless and wasteful consumption to mindful and deliberate utilization to protect and preserve the environment. Mission Life is designed with the objective to mobilize at least 1 billion Indians and other global citizens to take individual and collective action for protecting and preserving the environment in the period 2022 to 2027. Within India, at least 80% of all villages and urban local bodies have aimed to become environment friendly by 2028. Anuja Kumar for World News.
This is All India Radio giving you the world news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter at AIR News Alert.
Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan paid homage to Mahatma Gandhi at City Park in Brasilia, Brazil on Tuesday. In a tweet, he said he glad to learn about the impact of Gandhian values and philosophy among the local communities. Mr. Muralidharan reached Brazil on Monday. This is India's first high-level visit to the country since the conclusion of the country's presidential election last week. Union Minister of State for Prime Minister's Office and Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh will inaugurate the 3-day Kashmir Expo Startups for Livelihood event in Srinagar on Wednesday. The expo is being organized under the aegis of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, at Sher-e-Kashmir International Convention Centre, SKICC, Srinagar, in association with National Innovation Foundation India. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha will represent the Jammu and Kashmir governments at the event. About 55 startups from across the country are participating in this startup exhibition being organized in the convention centre. In this 3-day exhibition, youth who have started with innovation in various fields will also come to display their products, technology and services. It is worth mentioning that the central government is making continuous and effective efforts towards creating employment opportunities in the rural areas of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and providing better employment to the local people. To meet this objective, the 3-day Kashmir Expo Startup for Livelihood is being organized in Srinagar with effect from Wednesday.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded the new era of medical education in Jammu and Kashmir. He hailed the government's decision to grant 265 diplomate of National Board postgraduate medical seats across 20 districts' government hospitals. Mr. Modi said it is an important effort aimed at empowering the youth and furthering medical infrastructure in Jammu and Kashmir. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, along with NBEMS, took a lead role and ensured that several postgraduate seats of NBEMS were granted to various government hospitals of Jammu and Kashmir. The ministry said that at present there exists more than 250 postgraduate seats across 20 districts in Phase 1 of the expansion plan. It said more PG seats will be granted in the second phase. Furthermore, 50% of the PG seats are reserved for local in-service doctors to provide them with the opportunity for postgraduate training. The ministry stressed that this important step will not only ensure that people of Jammu and Kashmir are benefited, but the doctors of the state will also get an opportunity of being trained in their own region. In Ladakh, infrastructure development is gaining momentum. Solid testing for a tunnel on one of the world's highest motorable roads, Khardungla, has begun. Our Leh correspondent with a report.
Khardungla Tunnel is one of the 10 tunnels running up to 100 kilometers that Centre has planned in UTs of Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir. The proposed tunnel beneath Khardungla Pass will connect Leh and the Nubra Valley. Construction of tunnel at Khardungla will facilitate all-weather connectivity for smooth movement of military and civilian vehicles across key mountain passes to forward locations including the world's highest battlefield, Siachen. Ramesh Chandra, All India Radio News, Leh.
President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday greeted the people on the occasion of 553rd Prakash Purab, the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. President Murmu extended her heartiest greetings to all fellow citizens and Indians settled abroad, especially the brothers and sisters of the Sikh community. In her message, she said that Guru Nanak Dev Ji spread the message of Ek Omkar, which means God is one and present everywhere. She said Guru Nanak Dev Ji inspired people to practice love, unity and brotherhood. Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar in a tweet said that Guru Nanak Dev Ji showed us the path of a compassionate, virtuous life and an inclusive society. He added that may Guru Nanak Dev Ji's eternal message guides us on the path of creating a kind and peaceful world. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a tweet said that may Guru Nanak Dev Ji's noble teachings continue to guide us in our endeavour of building a just and compassionate society. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri also extended his wishes to the people. In his message on Twitter, he said that he joined members of the Sikh Sangat in celebrating the auspicious occasion of 553rd Prakash Purab of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. The minister said Guru Maharaj's divine message of peace, harmony, coexistence and oneness of humanity will continue to guide us till eternity. A total of 433 pilgrims from India visited Sri Kartarpur Sahib Gurudwara in Pakistan through integrated checkpost Dera Baba Nanak Amritsar on Tuesday to offer prayers on the occasion of Guru Purab, the Ministry of Home Affairs said. 2,420 Indian Sikh pilgrims departed for Pakistan to participate in the Guru Nanak Jayanti celebrations through the Atari Road this month, according to the Home Ministry, wherein the pilgrims were issued a 10-day Pakistani pilgrim visa for Nankana Sahib and Sacha Sauda. Their visit is mainly under the banner of different Sikh religious organizations, including Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Committee, Delhi Sikh Gurudwara Management Committee, Haryana Yatri Sikh Jata, and Sukhmani Sahib Seva Society, Haryana. The pilgrims are scheduled to return by the 15th of November.
A total lunar eclipse took place on Tuesday. People in Asia, Australia, North America, parts of Northern and Eastern Europe, most of South America, the North Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean witnessed the total lunar eclipse. In Uttarakhand, lakhs of devotees from various parts of the country took a holy dip in the river Ganga at Haridwar on the occasion of Kartik Purnima and the lunar eclipse. Commonwealth Games champion Lakshay Sen on Tuesday jumped 2 spots to achieve a career best 6th in the latest WBF World Rankings. The 21-year-old from Almora, who has been in sensational form this season, has 76,424 points from 25 tournaments. Newly crowned French Open champions Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy and Chirag Shetty also climbed 1 spot to return to their career best ranking of 7 in men's doubles. The Indian duo won the 2 BWF World Tour titles, India Open Super 500 and French Open Super 750. They won gold at Birmingham Games besides securing first ever bronze at World Championships. They also played a pivotal role in India winning the Thomas Cup.
In the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup, New Zealand will take on Pakistan in the first semi-final in Sydney on Wednesday. In the second semi-final, India will lock horns with England in Adelaide on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. The semi-final winners will face in the Summit Clash on Sunday in Melbourne. India secured the top spot in Group 2 after a win over Zimbabwe in the final league match in Melbourne on Sunday. India, the only team to register 4 wins in the league stage in either group, started with 2 straight victories and were already assured of the semi spot even before their final league game. In football, the 2022 FIFA World Cup will be played from the 20th of November to 18th of December this year across 5 cities in Qatar. It is the first football World Cup to be held in winter, as well as the first to be hosted by an Arab country. France is the defending champions. In the inaugural match, hosts Qatar will take on South American outfit Ecuador at the Al Bayt Stadium on the 20th of November. The tournament will be played across 8 venues. 28 teams have been placed in 8 groups. The final is to be played at the Lusail Stadium on the 18th of December. Meanwhile, Brazil Football Association has named a 26-man World Cup squad for the Qatar World Cup. Brazil's national team coach Tite announced his list of players at a news conference in Rio de Janeiro yesterday. Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli has been included in a list dominated by 12 players from the English Premier League. Brazil will open their World Cup campaign against Serbia on the 24th of November.
The 15th Asian Airgun Championship 2022 will begin on Wednesday at Daegu in South Korea. This will be the first Rifle Pistol Air Shooting Confederation Championship that will be counted towards the new Asian ranking system. Manu Bhaker, Mehuli Ghosh, Arjun Babuta and Divyansh Singh Pawar are among some prominent names in the strong Indian contingent set to take part in the championship. Manu Bhaker is a part of the 10-meter air pistol junior women, while Mehuli Ghosh will take part in the women's 10-meter air rifle event. Yashasvi Joshi will compete in the 10-meter air pistol youth women. Arjun Babuta to participate in the 10-meter air rifle for men, while Divyansh Singh will compete in the junior men category. Asian Airgun Championship 2022 is scheduled to be held from November 9th to 19th at Daegu International Shooting Range. Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in the foreign press. Prasar Bharati Beijing reports that at least 1,300 Indian students have received Chinese visas. Chinese Foreign Ministry said that channels for communication between Indian students and Chinese universities remain open. However, thousands of Indian students have not yet received the no objection certificates from their Chinese universities. South China Morning Post reports US says it wants to get defense talks with China back on track.
And now a quick look at the headlines once again. Mantra of One Earth, One Family, One Future in G20 will pave a path for global welfare, says Prime Minister Narendra Modi at the unveiling of the logo, theme and website of India's G20 presidency. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar says buying oil from Moscow works to India's advantage and would like to keep that going. India and Russia on track to achieve $30 billion annual trade, says External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav says current global climate mitigation efforts inadequate in containing climate change. 3-day Kashmir Expo Startups for Livelihood to be inaugurated in Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir on Wednesday by Minister of State for PMO Dr. Jitendra Singh. President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Vice President extend heartiest greetings to all fellow citizens and Indians abroad on Guru Purab. In the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup semi-finals, New Zealand take on Pakistan in Sydney on Wednesday, India to clash with England on Thursday. In football, the 2022 FIFA World Cup to be played from November 20th to 18th of December in Qatar this year. And now before we end, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnavajan, by artists from Finland.
Tene kahiye pir parai jani re para tu ke upakar
that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.